to tell you all about life in 65 million years ago during the Cenozoic era, which is the age of mammals.
The Cenozoic era is the era after the dinosaurs where all life flourished. There were lots of plant life that came during the Cenozoic era. The Cenozoic era is the stage in the geologic timescale that happens right now, so scientists have the most information about it. Since there were no more dinosaurs, plant life could flourish, and because of this, almost every plant today has roots from the Cenozoic era. There were lots of forests in the early Cenozoic era, but most of the climate made them die off, and so then there were lots more open land. Now, grasses began to grow over plains and savannas, and flowering plants and edible crops were common. The most common plants at this time were pine, moss, oak, and grass. The Cenozoic era was the time where all life flourished, and because of this, it lasted a long time, and we have no idea where it's going to end, when geologists might draw a line at a time where life changes that will introduce a new era.
There were lots of animals in the Cenozoic time period since all the dinosaurs were gone. The animals that lived during the Cenozoic time period were saber-toothed cats, camels, giant deer, woolly mammoth, mastodon horses, sloths, plus all the animals that are present today, since we are still living in the Cenozoic time period. The Cenozoic time period is also known as the age of mammals because the animals on land during this time period were mostly mammals. The mammals that are present today come from the Mesozoic era. The reason they come from the Mesozoic era is because the animals we have today evolved from the dinosaurs, like for instance birds. They used to be 7 feet tall when they first evolved, but over time they became the size they are now, which has helped these animals in their environment.
The Earth has changed since the Mesozoic era because of tectonic plates. One tectonic plate that has moved drastically is the Australian New Guinea. First, the Australian New Guinea was a part of Pangaea, but drifted north and combined it with Southeast Asia. Second, Antarctica moved over to the South Pole, where it currently is today. Third, the Atlantic Ocean became wider. Fourth, North and South America became attached with the help of Isthmus of Panama. Fifth, the Himalayas were created by India and Asia collided. Sixth, Eurasia and Arabia collided, which caused the Tethys Ocean to close and the Zagros Mountains to open. All the tectonic plates that I explained are in the exact place they are today.
The weather today, as you know, can be really high but also low. The climate in the Cenozoic era was much warmer than it is today. Most of the Earth's climate was more consistent regardless to close or far away it was to the equator. The most common way for weather changing was global warming. Each segment of the Cenozoic era experienced different climates. During the Paleogene period, most of Earth's climate was tropical. During the Neogene period, they saw a drastic cooling.
55 million years ago, people in the Cenozoic era used horses for plowing land and getting around. Horses live about 25 to 30 years and can get around to 25 to 30 miles per hour while galloping. They weigh from 840 to 2,200 pounds, and its scientific name is Equus calibus.
50 million years ago, people in the Cenozoic era used camels. The camel is identified by its two humps in its back, which stores fat, and can provide milk, heat, animal skins to make pouches, and a working animal that can transport goods to different places. The camel also has a thick coat to protect it from the desert-like conditions, has thick eyelids to protect sand from getting into its eyes, and can go a long time without drinking water because their red blood cells are more oval than circular, and the camel's mouth is very thick to allow them to chew thorny desert plants. The saber-toothed cat was used 42 million years ago in the Cenozoic era. The saber-toothed cat is identified by their long, curved, saber-shaped teeth. The saber-toothed cat ranges from 9.1 inches in height, 7.9 to 9.9 pounds in mass, and live for about 15 years. They usually have an orangish coat of fur with streaks of brown hidden everywhere.
35 million years ago, the giant ground sloth was one of the enormous creatures that thrived during the Cenozoic era. Looking a little bit like an oversized hamster, it probably fed on leaves and found on lower branches of trees or bushes. The giant ground sloths have very large, dangerous-looking claws. Despite their size, they were probably used to strip leaves or bark from plants. Their teeth were small and blunt, in keeping with their herbivore diet. They could stand on their hind legs and extend their grazing as high as 20 feet. Like other giant creatures that disappeared at the end of the Pleistocene period about 10,000 years ago.
30 million years ago, the mastodons roamed the Cenozoic era. Animals also came into this world, and one of these mammals were the mastodons. A mastodon is a shaggy prehistoric elephant that walked this earth on the lands of North America. They used their long, curved, dangerous-looking tusks just as the mammoth, but the two species are very different. 6 million years ago, people evolved. The time of the Cenozoic era was the first time of mammals, and this is when the first humans appeared on Earth. The first humans were cavemen, and they came around 200,000 years ago, and our species of humans have been developing into the people that we see today ever since.
The woolly mammoth is just one example of an animal that lived in the Cenozoic time era 5 million years ago. The woolly mammoth is one of the last line of mammoth species. The woolly mammoth's closest relative is the Asian elephant, which is extinct. The giant deer, also known as the Irish elk, was one of the largest deer that ever lived 1.8 million years ago. The giant deer was closely related to the red deer. Welcome to the Heroic Cenozoic Resorts Amusement Park. The attractions that we will be showing you today are the water rapids, riding the animals, a roller coaster, and animal racing. There is also a gift shop, hotel, and cafe.
A ride at the Heroic Cenozoic Resort is the ever so popular riding and animal attraction. For only a price of $5, you get to ride either a woolly mammoth, a saber-toothed tiger, camel, horse, or a deer. There are trained professionals holding a rope tied to the animal while the person is riding. There is also a saddle and a harness there, so there is a low risk of someone falling off. But if that did happen, there are certified doctors ready to help anyone. The rider will go on a half a mile to a mile walk on the animal, and if you do this, you better come quick because this attraction is very popular with the public.
I want to ride this animal. The water rapids are very popular here at the Heroic Cenozoic Resort. They are especially popular in the summer. You will experience what it was like to be in the harsh waters and see the aquatic life in the waters during the Cenozoic era. For only a small price of $5, one ride, or $20 for 5 rides. Being on the water rapids at our resort is only fun and is one of our main attractions.
Another super fun attraction is the fun roller coaster. Here, every car on the ride is an outline of an animal that lived during this time era. The roller coaster has lots of fun twists and turns with a big drop. It is very exhilarating and it's everyone's favorite ride. The cost is only $4, and there are 2 seatbelts that will keep you very safe and strapped in tight. It is about a 3 to 4 minute ride, and since it is so popular, the line gets very long. You need to check this roller coaster out or you'll regret it.
Another fun attraction that you can find at the Heroic Cenozoic Resort is face painting. Here you can get transformed into your favorite animal from the Cenozoic time era. Mammoth, saber-toothed tiger, mastodon, you name it, any animal you want you can be. Only $5 for face painting. And while your kids are getting a face paint, you can go get your picture drawn with one of your favorite animals from the Cenozoic time era.